What is good, 7th graders? We are looking at circles today and finding the circumference and area of circles. So a couple parts of circles that we need to know before we do that. If we have a circle, which this is not a perfect circle, but it'll work for what we're talking about. The center obviously is a dot in the middle of the circle. Okay, a radius goes from the outside to the center. That is radius. Diameter goes all the way across the circle through the center. That is diameter. Okay. A chord goes from one end of the circle to the other, but it does not go through the center. That's called a chord. The circumference is basically the perimeter of a circle. It's the distance around the outside. That is the circumference, and the area is the space that's inside. Okay? For circumference, there's a formula that you're going to need to know. The circumference of a circle is equal to pi times the diameter, and pi is simply the ratio of the circumference to the diameter. Okay, no matter how big a circle is, whether it's huge or tiny, the ratio of the circumference to the diameter is always the same, which is pi, 3.14. Okay, the area is pi r squared. Okay, pi times the radius squared. Two formulas you're going to use a lot in order to find things about the circle. Okay, so write that down, write those down for sure. Draw this circle with all the pieces. Okay, it's important, you're going to need it. Alright, so let's say that the diameter of this circle is 10. If the diameter is 10, we can find the circumference by doing pi times 10, which in this case would be 10 pi. Sometimes I will ask you to use 3.14 instead of just the pi symbol. In that case, you would do 10 times 3.14, which is 31.4. Okay? And if that's centimeters, that would be centimeters, not squared, just centimeters for the circumference. Because remember, circumference is like the perimeter. Alright? For area, we're going to plug in the radius. If the diameter is 10, that means the radius would be 5. So the area of this circle would be pi times 5 squared. 5 squared is 5 times 5. It's not 5 times 2, it's 5 times 5, which turns out to be 25. And we always write our pi second, so that turns into 25 pi. And if this was centimeters again, area is centimeters squared. So it would be 25 pi centimeters squared. If I asked you to use 3.14, you would do 25 times 3.14, which is 75 approximately, and that would be your answer, 75 centimeters squared. All right, let's go on to some examples.